So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can assign drivers and utilize the mobile app. So if I go into a job and we go to the logistics tab, we click on the details and then we go through to the logistics and we can see our drivers or our staff that are on site. We can also see our vehicles. So I'm going to assign Sid this job, and I select him and then just hit save. Now Sid is assigned to that job. So the other thing that you need to know is to assign drivers to a service call. So I'm creating a service call for this job. It's an on-site service, and we add comments of what we want to do, change tire, whatever might be the task associated to the service personnel. And then we just add someone. So we're going to add Sid again to this service and hit save. And now Sid's going to see that job on his phone. We can also upload documents to it, add items. Now I'm not going to save this because I have one. And what I'm going to do now is pull up the phone app. Okay, so we've pulled up the phone app and we can see Sid's jobs for the day, which is the delivery, which we created here. Also, there's a collection for him and there's a service call for Sid. I'm just going to look at the delivery first. So I click into the delivery. So I click into the job, and under the main tab, I can see details for the job. It's a 1-week rental from this date to this date. And then I go through to the inventory items. Now, as you can see, the items are pending, so they haven't been set to out, which we can see in the job. Now, the other thing to note, if we click this button here, that will push the item out. But the first thing that we can do is we can go into the pre-check forms. So these are forms that we set up in the system, and there's another video on that. And then he would go through and say, yes, we passed, the steering passed, and anything else that we've added, plus then he can sign that document as well. So that's a pre-check doc that gets added and stored against that job. Now, going back out of there, we can see the items. Then we can say, yes, we've delivered that. And we've also provided the service for the operator's done his job. The other thing that we can do in this delivery is then go to the last tab, and then we can get a signature, which is being stored. And then we can even add pictures if we have to of the job. So I'm going to go back to Sid's jobs again and we'll have a look down. It's the same with collection. So go into the collection, we go under the tab and we can see that it's out. Clicking on here will show you details of that job where we can add loss or partial returns or back. What I want to do is push it back in. So I hit this button. And now basically we're saying that we've picked up that piece of equipment. And once again, we could get signatures from the guy to say, yes, we've actually picked up the equipment. The last thing we need to do is Sid's got a service call that he hasn't achieved yet. So we click into that service, and what he can do from up the top here, we could text CloudRent, or we could actually phone them, or we could get see where they are on a map to get information about the job. Then down below we can add some notes, but we can then go and track the time on the job. So if we want to track the time that the service contractor is on site, then we can start a timer, and at the end of that time we can then hit stop or record. And then once we do hit record, it'll allow us to add that time to the service call. Now, if I go back into this area here, what I can do is I can edit that service call, and I could add items. So if I replaced any items, put some engine oil in, or some gloves, whatever I've done, plus I might have added a service, we can add that to the job as well. So your technician is adding these items on site, and then he says that it's billable. So what that does is it basically creates an item for your admin to basically bill. So he signs that he's done that and he confirms that. Just going back, he can then complete that job. And now that job has been completed. If I go to in the software and I look at our task list, so they'd come in here, find the job that they're looking for, and then click on. So they can pull up the job, see the information there, they know who the customer is, and now I could create an invoice for that customer and then email that customer for that service call. And now I can send off the invoice to the customer. Okay, so that's a quick rundown of assigning jobs to your staff and using the mobile app. Thank you for watching.